when there is nothing, nothing still is. And this ising, being, and nothingness are not working together. They're mutually exclusive, obviously. How can there be something when there is nothing? But as long as there is nothing, this nothing is something that is, and that creates tension. And this tension can either be released positively through laughter, through enjoyment, through dance, or negatively through suffering and displeasement and wanting to not exist. We are here, we are queer, as in the homonym, and we are ready to talk about the hilarity of existence. Because there seems to be no inherent reason why we're here, like no apparent reason. It's just, yeah, whatever theory you believe in, there's this assumption of the improbable happening, namely that there is not nothing, and instead that there is something. If you believe that there is a Big Bang, well, yeah, out of what, how, why, how, which is a good question, I believe, or as a child would ask in a Christian setting. But where does God come from? Like, I do have a father and a mother, so what about the supreme deity that we seem to believe to come from? Also, a very good question. And that is funny to me. I used to say that if out of nothing there can be your life with all those absurdities that you are aware of in it, then anything is possible in this universe. It seems to me to be so, at least, because every life is in its own way completely absurd in just any sense, really, whether you're a salaryman in Japan or America or, well, anywhere really. Maybe you're working in a cobalt mine in the Congo and people are using you for like the slowest tier work in the hierarchy of making a phone. Well, that's also kind of strange, right? Just not getting anything out of the actual profit being made there and not being allowed to not die in a cobalt mine. I mean, yeah, that is absurd as well. Just as much as it's absurd to be a swimmer, a professional swimmer, and to get old and not be able to swim anymore for whatever reason. It's crazy. So what I'm trying to say is that it seems to me that there is no reason to assume that life is not funny, as in unexpected, absurd, not really working out logically. The is-ought gap. Why is everything so strange while I want it to be pleasant, normal, well? Well, I think that there's an inherent tension in being, in existing, as whether there is nothing or there is something. Is seems to always be the case due to this semantic malfunction, let's call it, as or quirk of semantic existence. I don't know how to express the wordless in terms that everybody can understand, but let me explain. So when there is nothing, nothing still is. And this ising, being, and nothingness are not working together. They're mutually exclusive, obviously. How can there be something when there is nothing? But as long as there is nothing, this nothing is something that is, and that creates tension. And this tension can either be released positively through laughter, through enjoyment, through dance, or negatively through suffering and displeasement and wanting to not exist. And that's the tension that existence is just wrought with. It's full of it. There's this tension everywhere, and this tension is funny to me because I am rational thinking human being who wants things to be beneficial to them when they realize that something is happening. I realize there is tension happening, and this tension can be my tool to further my enjoyment of my situation. And that's what I'm taking of this very weird and absurd and ridiculous, frankly, situation that we're currently in, namely not being nothing. Whatever experience you're currently having, there's always a price attached. Well, you get to experience the experience, but you have to pay by experiencing the experience, which is also very funny to me because people are like, I don't want to experience that. I don't want to. It's just experience, man. It's really just the thing that is happening. Experience is just as valueless as anything else. It is we that are projecting value onto things, as said multiple times. So just enjoy whatever you're doing right now, and you will never be suffering. Be gay, for this is a gay universe we exist in. Is a very beautiful sentiment I completely agree with, so let's laugh. as it's a beneficial thing to do, I believe. And further our enjoyment of our own situation, as that is also a beneficial thing to be doing. I love you genuinely, and I wish for you to be happy. Let's talk again some other never. Goodbye.